Hello, hello, my darling friends. I hope you all are doing well. I am so glad you all could be here with me because we've got some nonsense to talk about, just like the other nonsense that we have talked about. But this nonsense has the reekings and the stink, the stench, and the leftover hairs of Clawzilla, Ms. Meghan. I gobbled up Harry's pingaling to get where I am, Markle. I just had to take a look at the clock and I realized, look, you're only on for a minute. You can't be saying the things you want to say already, or this channel is going to get, or this video, I should say, is going to be demonetized. So that's why I had to say that. Great voice. Hello, everyone who is here. Hello to my moderators who are always here. Hello. Great voice is asking, Molly, what are your thoughts on the fog children? They're there, but not always. They're always hidden, returning to the UK with their irresponsible and despicable father. It's not happening. Those children will never ever. Those phantom hostage children, I don't know if they exist. They don't exist. They live the saddest existence ever. I don't think those children will ever leave the sight of Meghan Markle or Doria Ragland because those paychecks are exactly that, her paycheck. And would you let your paycheck out of your eye and out of your clutches, out of your claws? Definitely not. Definitely not. Katie, my darling, thank you so much, says Meghan forgot about lunch boxes, but I didn't. Here's some lunchbox money. Oh, you are so sweet. I'll put that towards my little one's snack box money. That's what I'll do. But thank you. That's so sweet. That's so kind of you. But you guys, let's talk about this for a second. I wasn't going to touch base on the topic of these invisible hostage children, and maybe we should do that for another video. But yes, those invisible hostage children, as I've always said, have no place within the line of succession because they are there fraudulently. I have been saying this forever now, that until it is proven that those children came from the body of Meghan Markle, that it that the child, like the fact that, hold on, the simple fact that no doctor is willing to come forward and sign off on the fact that they helped Meghan give birth to this child is a huge red flag. Does that not tell you everything right there? We've had all these people, like these liars, these doctors that have come forward and lied and said that, oh yeah, we were there, but not really. And then there was a lie about another doctor, and the husband came out and said, no, my wife, who is named as Meghan's doctor, did not help Meghan give birth to these children. No, definitely not. Her two little paychecks forever in pajamas. Yeah. And you know what's crazy is that for someone who cares so much about their own image, you can already tell that Meghan does not care about if she does, let's say if she does have children, who knows? Let's say she does have children. As a mother, if I'm dressed nice, my child is going to be dressed nice also. If I'm going to be, like, say, Meghan, dripping in hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of outfits and jewels, guess what? My child is going to be dressed on the same level as me and not walking around in just pajamas and messed up hair all the time. Meghan is showing us that she is a very self-involved individual. She would be the type of mother that I would hope no child has to deal with. And sadly, apparently, they have two children, which I don't believe. Look, I think there is an artificial. Meghan didn't give birth to them. I think there's been a screw up with Lily, and I don't know what's going on there. But let me tell you, because before I get into this whole Harry thing, okay? We all know that whenever Meghan is failing at something, what is her thing? Oh, bring in the photos of some random children, because she really thinks that we are stupid here. Now, children, when they're growing up, and this is a tweet that I'm showing you guys from my page real quick. So Meghan shares these photos of her alleged children, okay? The back of their heads, and it's like, oh, look, we're watching mommy. And you know what I notice all the time with Meghan is that everything always revolves around her. You have never seen her really seen her show any love or care towards these children on their special days, like say their birthdays, any holidays or anything. But it's always about, oh, look, they're here watching mommy record her show, her stupid fake show, trying to be Martha Stewart when we all can tell she doesn't cook, she doesn't clean, but she sure likes to drink a lot. We saw Meghan guzzling wine like that was her best friend. Wine and alcoholic beverages are Meghan's best friend. She doesn't care about the rest. Not at all. Hold on a second. I got to clear my throat. I've got a frog here. Hold on. Much better. Apologies. I didn't want to keep clearing my throat there, and there was something stuck in there. Not what Meghan usually has stuck in her throat. I think I just drank my water too fast before we came on. But yes, apparently Meghan wants us to believe that she has two children with bright red hair. Now, look, I understand how genetics work, but for a family to end up with both children being gingers, both of the parents would have to be gingers. And let me just say, let me pull up this image. Hold on. Let me just say that how is it possible? And I'm just going to pull this up real quick here. Open image in a new tab. So Meghan claims these are her kids, right? But neither of them have nothing of Meghan. No curly hair. You would think she would get the curly hair. Now, I'm not saying anything about the curly hair because genetics works in a funny way. I thought with, like, say, my child, for example, I thought they would end up with, like, say, long or thick curly hair like mine, but they didn't. They ended up with hair just like their father's. It's thin and it's very fine. But here, it's like these children have nothing of Meghan's. Okay, but here's the thing also. Meghan is also trying to lay a trap. What she is trying to do is that when she releases these photos of her children, she expects people like myself or others to behave like her degenerate Sussex squatties who say absolutely vile things towards the Wales children. But the thing is, we are not like that. I don't care to see Harry and Meghan's children. I will say this over and over again. I don't care to see them. I hope that those children, at the end of the day, whoever they belong to, get all of the love and emotional support that they deserve to get as a child, because it just feels like these kids are going to have issues, right? And the thing is here also, I don't want to see these children. Those children, I hope they live a happy life, but there needs to be basically those children need to be verified that they belong within the line of succession. Those children, just like everyone else's children or everyone else who has ended up in the line of succession, there are rules to follow. And it's just so crazy that the royal family basically broke all of their own rules to satisfy Harry and Meghan, and look where it's gotten them. Because now what's going on, and this is coming into our story that I want to talk to you guys about today. What is happening now is that with Charles being in his elder years and having cancer, they are doing the same thing that they did to the Queen, right? In the Queen's final years, they made sure to stress her out to the point where I believe if Harry and Meghan didn't stress out the Queen, she would have had a few more years. I look at the Queen's mother and think about how she lived a long life, and the Queen had access to a lot of the best medical team in the world. I 100% believe that if Harry and Meghan didn't stress out the Queen, because I am a believer that we all have the cancer nodes in our bodies. It just depends on how much stress is inflicted into your life or what your DNA is like for that to come out, for it to get aggravated and explode. And I believe that stress does cause cancer also. I am a firm believer of that. Rico Sen says, then why talk about them? Leave the bloody kids alone. Well, here's the thing. Meghan is the one who's exploiting these children because she is basically in that photo that she shared, if that is artificial, she has them in a soccer uniform. And that soccer uniform has been picked up to a soccer school in, Studio City area. And what has happened also is that that same soccer school advertised it with the photograph of Artificial on their Instagram page. So it leads me to believe that, one, Meghan is making money off these children, but also as long as those children are within the line of succession, everyone has a right to know. Every single person who lives in the Commonwealth country, every UK taxpayer who pays for the royal family has the right to know if those children are fraudulently or legally within the line of succession. That's it. Now, I don't care about those children. Like I said, I don't care. But Meghan is forcing those children out into the light every time she posts these photos of the back of their heads. These alleged children who their hair always changes. One day it's brown, one day it's bright red, one day it's like almost black. And then next time their hair is curly, but then in these photos, his hair follicles are straight. Like, get real, okay? If Meghan doesn't want the kids spoken about, then maybe she shouldn't be sharing their photos and merching them and using them as paychecks. How about that? I don't know. I think that's what I think. So Yathom says, those children are growing to grow up and drag their parents. Those children are growing up. It's weird because Meghan made the claims that the UK was so horrible that it nearly drove her to end her life, right? That nonsense. And yet here you've got your alleged artificial in a soccer uniform that says GB Soccer. You got nothing to do with Great Britain. Like, why? Like, in my opinion, I feel like Meghan would be poisoning these children against the royal family. It feels like to me she would be the type to say, and this is just my speculation, yes, Archie, yes, Lily, you are a prince and princess, and you should be living in that castle, and you should be living in this castle, but you can't because this is how they treated you. This is how they're being towards you, and they wouldn't protect mommy and daddy. They weren't helping mommy and daddy in what they wanted, and I feel like that's what they're doing. That's just my opinion. Am I right? Or I feel like if she definitely, Clawzilla places them in harm's way because number one, Meghan Markle is the one who posted that Artificial was at the surf club with the other children. Right. And now she's putting out like, oh, Archie allegedly goes to this soccer camp, which is at least an hour and a half drive away from Montecito. You're trying to tell me there's no other soccer camps in the Montecito, Santa Barbara area? Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Can you imagine what she tells them about the whales from Oh, I can. Yeah, I bet you like, oh, I don't know. Anyways, let me get into this story instead. Okay. So now what is going on here is that Harry is supposed to go back September 8th for a Well Child event. Now, I don't know why Well Child still is holding on to a man who has openly admitted his drug abuse, who has openly admitted his love of using illegal substances, who has openly admitted to having mental issues, who we have openly seen treat children in a way that he shouldn't even be around children. I showed you guys that video of Harry knocking the heads of two little boys together. Now, what is happening is that I feel like Meghan is planting these stories, and Harry is too stupid to know that the calls are coming from inside the home. So Harry is due to go back September 8th, and apparently he's laid out all of these major demands before meeting cancer-stricken father King Charles. Personally, myself, I don't think there is a meeting happening. It's a bunch of BS. That's it. But let me read this article to you, and then I'm going to give you my points, okay? I just feel like I need to rip this googly-eyed ginger no nuts a new anus because he deserves it. Harry is a moron, okay? And Harry never learns from his past mistakes because he was never taught to take any kind of responsibilities for his actions. Why do I say this? Do you remember when Diana passed away? Right before she passed away, Diana called home to speak to her sons, right? And she spoke to William, but Harry wouldn't speak to Diana because why? Because he was upset. He wanted to be taken on the trip and wasn't, and wanted to go play instead. He missed that chance to talk to her. And I feel like that guilt has always been inside him. However, he made the same mistake again when Queen Elizabeth was on her deathbed, and he allowed Meghan to waste everyone's time, basically, to miss out on the final moments of seeing the Queen alive and hear some last words from her. Because why? Because Meghan wanted to be up at Balmoral. She thought she deserved it, when in reality, Meghan was conniving to try and sneak photos of the Queen on her deathbed so she could sell it to the media. That's what was going to happen. And then what is happening here? I feel like he is going to repeat the same thing with King Charles also. I feel like, Harry, you're missing out on these final moments. Some people say that Charles isn't going to have longer than the end of Christmas. Who knows? I hope he lives a long life. But then also, if he lives a long life, who knows how much more damage he's going to make to the monarchy. Not perfect, just British says the UK won't stomach KC3 meeting these ridiculous demands, so stay in your surfing pool, H. I feel like this whole article has Meghan's claws all over it, in my opinion. But let me read it out to you real quick, and then it's absolutely ridiculous. So it says, Prince Harry is reportedly poised to confront his estranged father, King Charles, but not without making a dramatic set of demands that have left the royal insiders in disbelief. Sources close to the situation have revealed a significant list of stipulations that the Duke of Sussex insists must be met before he agrees to engage in any face-to-face discussions with his ailing father. Look at this photo of this junkie right here. What a photograph, huh? Just look. I have never seen so many images of Harry looking out of it, looking disheveled, looking high out of his mind since he's been with Meghan. It says a lot, right? We didn't see many images of these when he was hanging out, when he was basically tagging along and William and Catherine were babysitting him, right? Keeping him on the straight and narrow. So it says here that according to an insider speaking to Shooter Scoop, Harry demands center on three pivotal issues: comprehensive security measures, stringent press control, and a controversial requirement for how the royal family treats Meghan Markle. The source disclosed that Harry, now 40, is adamant that full security for himself, Meghan, and their children while in the UK must be funded by the king, ensuring they feel safe during any potential visits. Okay, Harry is dumb. Anytime Harry has been asked, Harry has been offered to stay at Clarence House before. Harry, if he stays at any royal residence, there is going to be full security. 100% Missing Mermaid. She says, Missing Mermaid says, I bet that's Meghan putting out that puff piece. She does not want Harry to make peace. Exactly. Exactly it. 100%. She doesn't want it. She wants to make things as hard as possible so that they won't give in to it. But let's continue on. One insider explains, Harry doesn't want another trip where he feels unprotected and exposed. He wants an ironclad guarantees, not vague promises. Security and privacy are non-negotiable. It's so funny that this ginger dumbass thinks that he is in a place to make any sort of demands when him and his talentless Soho dick-sucking wife are two of the most deceitful, disgusting individuals we have ever come across or had the, of knowing this in the last 7 years. He's such a POS. Yeah, he definitely is a POS. Okay. I mean, Harry, you married a raggedy hoe that was known to be a Soho House escort. She got around. You weren't the first one exploring her caves and crevices. Okay. You were just stupid enough to believe her nonsense and marry her. So now it goes on by saying the instance underscores the heightened security, scrutiny, and tension surrounding Harry and Meghan's public engagements, which have often been marred by aggressive media coverage. Yeah, because people can see through their BS. The second demand from Harry involves an intriguing level of oversight regarding press activity. He is reportedly requesting that Buckingham Palace take charge of managing media interactions to shield himself and his family from invasive paparazzi. The insider noted that this request reflects a desire for a more controlled narrative around their visiting dynamics, saying press control coordinated by Buckingham Palace to keep paparazzi at bay is essential. Trust me, Harry and Meghan, none of the paparazzi, no one will be chasing you around or taking photos of you. You are just not that important, okay? You are not important. Now, continuing on, however, it is the demand regarding that Meghan, however, it is the demand regarding Meghan that draws both contentious and speculative reactions. Harry has stated that he wishes for Meghan to be treated with the honorific HRH, Her Royal Highness title, including customary bows and curtsies from family members, despite her stepping down from royal duties. Oh, Meghan, we all know that's you asking for that. Now, I'm just wondering, who the hell would be bowing and curtsying to Meghan? Wouldn't it be her curtsying to Catherine? Wouldn't Meghan be the one who would be curtsying to, say, Charlotte even? Or Louis? Or George? I'm just saying. Molly, you're getting salty. Please eat some candy. The candy is all the way in the drawer. I'm too lazy to get it up. Oh dear, oh dear. This is craziness. Now, we already know that Meghan is using the HRH title. They've never stopped. They never stopped. Remember in Nigeria, Harry and Meghan were introduced as Her Royal Highnesses, the Duke of Sussex, the Duchess of Sussex. It happened in Colombia also. We saw that Meghan is sending out notes to friends from Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex, because that is all Meghan has. Without that title, without calling herself the Duchess of Sussex, no one would be paying attention to her. It's the proximity to the royal family. It's the fact that Harry and Meghan are still on the royal family website. It's the fact that there's still a hyperlink that basically sends you to their website so you can get information. Many people who don't follow the royal family as closely as we do will probably think when they go on the royal family website, oh, look, they're listed as working members. They're still there. So clearly they are representing the royal family. What Charles needs to do, and we've said this many times before, how many times have I said how happy people were when they saw Harry and Meghan were removed off of the royal family website for 25 minutes? The internet went insane. People were like, thank you, Charles, for finally growing a pair of balls. And then 25 minutes, nope, smacked everyone back down to reality. They're back on the site. Penny Lane says she's her own global press secretary now. Yes, global as in only famous in America. Meghan's idea of global only reaches from California to New York. That's it. Oh dear, oh dear. But this stupid article has Meghan's fingers, claws, nasty, unwashed hands all over it. So one source stressed that Harry insists Meghan must be treated as HRH. Imagine that. Imagine thinking that you went on to Oprah. You called the royal family a bunch of racists, despite the fact that they gave you a fast pass into being a royal member. The fact that Charles personally paid for Meghan's clothing. Where did Charles do that for Catherine? That never happened for Catherine. They went and they have caused so much hurt to the Wales family with all the stalking and craziness we see. And it's just like, well, no, keep these weirdos far away. If anything, all they've been doing is selling out the royal family for 30 pieces of silver that Meghan quickly spends on God knows what, or siphons through one of the many, many, many Delaware accounts that they have. Catherine earned her keep. Honestly, Christine, Catherine is too good for the royal family. I will say this now, but the royal family, now that Charles has become king, I don't feel they appreciate Catherine and what she does for the royal family, and the fact that it's William and Catherine who are keeping people interested in hoping that the monarchy survives, because people want a King William. They want to see it. I will never understand why the royal family fast-tracked this raggedy trollop near her 40s who was pretending to be like a love-struck, horny 16-year-old teenager. I don't understand. I've said it this too, Penny Lane. If William and Catherine were to walk away tomorrow, I would be happy for them. But then you would get stuck with a King Henry, right? And William, knowing the responsibility that he has on his shoulders and knowing the meetings that he had with the Queen after Diana passed away, that has probably made him feel like he has a sense of duty. He needs to stay and save the monarchy. I feel like if you know that Catherine is the jewel in the crown, then you protect that jewel. Instead, I know Meghan claimed that she was the one thrown to the wolves, but it's not true. It's always Catherine who's thrown to the wolves. And I feel bad for her. I feel like all of the stress that was placed on her did exasperate whatever medical emergency she had, whatever cancer that came out. I don't know. That's just how I feel. But an old geezer has gifted one MeghansMole membership. Thank you, an old geezer. Yay! 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 Welcome, new member. And if you were lucky enough to receive a membership from an old geezer, make sure you thank him, send him a heart, say thank you in the chat. We are all about respecting one another here. Yes, we can be messy at times. Yes, we throw shade, but we all respect each other one at the end of the day. Jamie says, science has proven that stress can trigger cancer. Yeah, there we go. There you go. I'm glad it went to someone in the chat. Thank you, an old geezer. You're always very sweet. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Harry has to become King Useful Idiot the First. God help us. Could you imagine? That's why, like, as much as I'd like to be like, look, William and Catherine, be like, deuces, we're out of here. But then who the hell would want a King Ginger Nuts and a woman best known for sucking eggplants on 90210? And we can respectfully disagree at times too. Imagine that. I know. We're about to get messy. I'm going to say that. Len, and we're not all about the drama here either. We're not all about being victims here either. We don't play the victim game here. We don't cause a shitstorm and then pretend, oh, we're so depressed. Oh, no. We don't act like that here. We are adults here. We adult here. Okay. Anyways, my darlings, look, I just feel like Harry is an idiot. We've known that. Harry is a moron. Harry married an idiot. And at the end of the day, Harry has shown us that he will plunge the knife deep into his family's own back for a talentless hooker that nobody wanted to marry. that nobody wanted to be with. It's so funny how how nobody wanted to marry Harry and he was a prince, and yet nobody really wanted to be with Meghan Markle. But yeah, she blew enough smoke in his ass or poked her nose or tossed his salad enough where he fell in love with her. Jazzy Angelina says, Mole, cheers from West Hollywood. Cheers, Jazzy Angelina. I was just out that way the other day, not too long ago, having some fun out there. But hey, Jazzy Angelina, you know what? I saw that you had left a message in my comment section about a certain thing that you had ordered. I didn't want to respond to it because I have a surprise with that thing. But don't mention anything, okay? Don't mention anything if you get an idea what I'm talking about. But I have a surprise coming up for you guys here. I ordered something. I don't want to mention what it is yet, okay? Because I've always told you I'm the type of creator where I will never, ever give my personal data or information or whatnot or money to a person like Meghan Markle because, you know, I think she is a raggedy scoundrel who is a con artist. And then on top of that, so what I've done is that I've ordered something and I'm waiting for this thing. And once it comes, I'll show you guys. I'm going to try and figure out how I can film like an unboxing with just my hands in it. But yeah, you guys are going to be blown away because I am the type of person where I love doing things that I know the money is going to be going to a charity, a fundraiser, knowing that 100% of the money that I'm paying on these items are going to a certain fundraiser. And it's for a good cause, as opposed to putting money in the pockets of a cheap, raggedy trollop who is selling fake jam that is just made out of not even real juice. It's all from concentrate. Oh, Jazzy Angelina, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you know. I ordered 2 of them too because it was for a good cause. But yeah, when I receive them, I will do an unboxing and we will have a chit chat about it because I am all about, giving support to the right places and not to a trollop like Meghan Markle, which I find it very interesting that a lot of creators would go out and put money in her pockets and buy her stuff and yet be so critical of her. I mean, that's odd. Oh, I don't know. Anyways, my darlings, Jazzy Angelina, you know exactly what it is. Yeah, you know, it's not cheap. Yeah, it's not cheap at all, but it was worth it. And 100% of the proceeds was going to I don't want to mention it or people might figure out what it is. But when I get it, it should be soon. It should be here within a week or so, hopefully, fingers crossed. But once I get it, I'll post a photo of it on my community tab and we will do an unboxing thing. I'll figure out how to do it, but yeah, it'll be fun. But on this topic of Harry making a whole list of demands and trying to give this to Charles and everything. Now, let me tell you, Harry can take his list of demands and stick it where his sun doesn't shine, okay? He can stick it right in that gaping butthole that he calls an anus because he sure loves to spread it like he used to. Is it something to keep pens and notes in? No, it's something much better. Much, much better. Trust me. But anyways, darlings, I feel like at the end of the day, my opinion, I don't think that there is any meeting happening with Harry and Charles. I feel like all of the media just going after the Wales family is just so unfair. So unfair, too. There's a lot of craziness going on, but Charles needs to put his foot down. Just what's keeping you from stripping Harry of everything? I don't even know why Harry has a KVCO. I don't even know why Harry is still listed as a counselor of state. I don't know why those phantom hostage children are within the line of succession, or why even Harry is within the line of succession when he has told us how much he hates being a prince. But anyways, Harry, take your list of demands and shove it right up your chocolate starfish because nobody cares about it. Or maybe ask Meghan to shove it up there next time she's tossing your salad, or if Marcus is tossing your salad. But on that note, my darlings, I'm going to get the hell out of here. I've got some other content for you guys that is coming up. So make sure you are following me. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Harry needs more than 6 months in rehab. Harry needs a nice padded cell. He needs a straight jacket, and I think a good 2 years. He needs some serious, intense therapy, is what I'm saying. But, anyways, my darlings, I'm going to get out of here. I got a couple errands to run. And thanks for being here, my darlings. Thanks for Katie Artist for the super chat and an old geezer for handing out a Megan's Mole membership. Thank you, guys. Reprogramming. Definitely needs reprogramming. You are very crude. Are you new here? You're telling me I'm crude and you're flipping me the, is that a finger? Or who? I don't get it. Anyways, my loves, I gotta get out of here. Maybe I'll make like Harry and spread my butt cheeks and fly on out of here. Do you think that Meghan ever sprinkles her flower petals in Harry's butthole? Anyways, loves, I gotta go. I'll catch you guys later. Toodaloo. Bye, darlings.